October the 23rd, 2020. Guys, I want to do an update on the tropical situation. If you can look in the center of this image, this is our website, bpearthwatch.com. It's been here a long time. And what's happening is the storm from this morning was at a 60% chance of development moving into the Gulf instead of across Cuba and northeast into the Atlantic. Now it's at a 70% chance on the latest updates. So we're going to go there and do that, but I've had a lot of questions, and the reason why is because you look in the left, you got the Alexa Pure Water filtration system at $169.95. Now that's $100 off top retail, and we've seen it at $199 over the years and things like that. But after the CV-19 hit, all orders were delayed about 8 to 12 weeks simply because they were overwhelmed. Even though they're the #1 company on the planet that does this, it caught the entire world off guard. So we backed off on the advertisement, and I started saying things like, go and get you some beans and rice. Why? Because that was what you could do then without having to wait a long time. I'm very loyal to that company, and guys, they were struggling to get the orders out. I mean, it was tough. And so a lot of people were put in the position, and I heard back and forth to where, well, we hate to order because maybe we need to just go out and get some things that we can get off the shelves in the grocery stores now and get through these hard times. And that's what I said do. So a couple of weeks ago, when they put this Alexa Pure Water system, filtration system on sale, which is the #1 system in the planet, $100 off suggested retail. I didn't know at that time. They said they had them in stock, but I didn't know what kind of delivery time would be involved because this is a great price. And so hundreds of people started buying them. And my reports are, and we got a couple of them for our grandkids at that price. I mean, what better gift can you give than the gift of water? And so they came in within a week, and that's the reports that I'm getting from across the nation, that this stock is back up on this water filter, and they're there. Now, let me say this. The Alexa Pure Water system comes with a charcoal filter that will filter 5,000 gallons of water. Just come here and click on this in a minute. I want to clarify this. Make sure you understand what I'm talking about. It's going to bring you to the bpearthwatch.com that's sponsored by Alexa Pure through My Patriot Supply. Each filter will purify up to 5,000 gallons of water. Of course, it's gravity powered. Slower the better. You're the one consuming it. Removes 99.9% of 200 plus contaminants. Targets heavy metals, fluoride, chlorine, viruses, bacteria, pesticides, and pharmaceuticals. And so we talked about that many times, but now they're getting them out. And at this price, at $169, come here to get it. Guys, is that you're getting 5,000 gallons of water for $169. Now, if you can get spring water for 99 cents a gallon, then you would pay about $5,000 for the system. The good part is the charcoal filter that you see here, you can add 3 or 4 of these into the tank because it's that many openings. Or you can let this one run out in about a year of filtration, and then you're about $80 or $85, so it cuts the cost of the next 5,000 gallons of water in half because you already have the tank and everything else. And a lot of people will get 2 of the filters, stick them in there, and it filters twice as fast. It's a slow filtration system because that's what makes it good. But then you've got, if you add a filter to this one, you've got 10,000 gallons of filtration capability. Guys, that's $10,000 at 99 cents a gallon, and they're shipping them out now. I wanted to bring it up because I was concerned, and a lot of people were concerned about, although it was a great price, when would we get them? Well, they're getting them fast. So let's look at the hurricane situation. Now, this is the latest report. It came in at 7:24 p.m. Eastern. So this is about less than an hour old. You got Epsilon moving out into the northeast Atlantic. Again, we're dealing with the Greek alphabet, and this storm will be the next one. Now a 70% chance of development, and it's still going to move into the Gulf. The models are varied. We'll look at that. But as of 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 57 minutes ago, satellite images and surface observations indicate that the broad area of low pressure located just west of Grand Cayman Island continues to show significant signs of organization. Environmental conditions appear conducive for further development. Guys, this thing is easing up on us. You better listen. And a tropical depression will likely form during the next day or two while the low drifts toward the northeast. Again, the satellite images are showing a very quick strengthening. It says the system could move near western Cuba by Sunday and move slowly across the southeastern Gulf of Mexico by early next week. Interest in western Cuba, the Keys, southern Florida should monitor the progress of the disturbance, regardless and this is what they always say, of development. Locally heavy rainfall will be possible over the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, southern Florida, the Keys. That's because that's going to be the first areas that impact. So I want to look at the satellite images and at a couple of the models. Now, these are the latest images coming from the satellites over the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see as night falls. But guys, this thing is strengthening. You can see the size of it. It encompasses almost the entire Caribbean from north to south. And we may be in a situation where we're going to get a very late, powerful hurricane. We don't know for sure yet, but I want you to prepare mentally and physically, in other words, for all your prepping in case we were to have it. Now, again, as the satellite goes into darkness, you're not seeing the lower rotation, but notice before it does that, it's already pulling in a tremendous amount of energy at the surface level here in a counterclockwise situation. That's indicating strength. Now, switching to the model, this one is 29 minutes old as I'm doing the video, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And what we got is a very wide pattern simply because they have no idea where this thing is going to go yet. So you got your all the way from the TABS model bringing into southern Louisiana through central Mississippi to the Navy model, guys, which pulls it up right into the panhandle of Florida. The Canadian model, which kind of leaves it hanging out around Cuba unless you look at the full scale model. You've got a couple of other ones. So right now from Louisiana into northern sections of Florida, it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up. Now, let's take a look at the U.S. Navy model called NAVGEM. And it's really not indicating the potential strength. What it's doing is indicating where this low-pressure system will travel. And you can see, again, as the model indicated, that somewhere in the eastern or the central eastern Florida panhandle are crossing here into Georgia. And this is going to bring it in if we stop it, and we'll move it forward, guys. We're October here, the 27th, which is 4 days away. And then here, I'm just going to step it forward. We're coming ashore on October 28th, 5 days away. Okay? So today is Friday. Tuesday and Wednesday, the thing is going to be very close to somewhere along the northern Gulf Coast. And it was a very abrupt change, remember? Just last night, it was not going to come into the Gulf. And so we're going to have to watch how these models change. Also, we'll look at the Canadian model. Now, a quick look again at the Canadian model, and you can see it's kind of at the western side of the model projections. We're seeing Epsilon move out, but here, notice it's going to come into central Louisiana and move across Mississippi, much like we've seen a couple other storms already this year. Let me say this, even though it's late in the year and we got some cooler weather coming in, it was extremely warm today here in central Mississippi. We're not far from the Gulf Coast compared to the last few days. Now, we have some cooler weather coming in, but you notice as the storm's moving in, the high pressure system is moving out, and that's indicated in the orange and red colors, and it leaves an opening there for it to move up to Louisiana. Guys, somewhere between Florida and the coast of Louisiana, this storm is going to impact us. It will tighten up each update. We'll see the models come closer together. but we got to pay attention to it. And again, the reason that I mentioned the water filter along with the hurricane thing is because with Katrina in 2005, we had neither water or power for over 14 days here in Mississippi. And we were traveling out of state just to, and people gathering together in one car to try to go get enough gas to find it. And then you couldn't buy anything here because no power, no cash registers, no ATMs. We had to go north there for 2 weeks and try to put together what we could. And with no power coming in at a very hot time of the year, it was a pretty miserable time. So a lot of people have prepared since then. Wood burners for the winter, solar panels for the summer as backup power. But right now, we're dealing with a late season storm, and it's, to me, unusually late. It's not that it hasn't happened yet, but again, we saw the heat today increase, and that's going to make the storm more dangerous. As there will be an update first thing in the morning, we're watching it. Do not get caught unprepared. It's a heads up. Be safe.